Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am coming on here to talk about a couple things that I've been thinking about, listening to, reading, taking in, self reflecting about, and I want to share with you. So, Jim Rowan, he is got so many positive things that are out there that I can't believe that I haven't heard or witnessed or seen up until just recently. And I get it, Meta's doing its thing. It's finding the things that I want, just like it's finding the things that you guys want, and it's feeding that stuff. So pay attention to that too, by the way, because if you want positive stuff, you're going to get fed positive. If you're going to want negative stuff, then you get fed negative stuff. So that's something, a side note, but keep that in mind. But he was doing this video, and it just made me want to write it down, made me want to talk about it, because it made me self-reflect, and I wanted to share it with you. So the first thing that Jim Rowan said was, if you will change, everything will change for you. If you will change, everything will change for you. That's your outlook. That is how you're processing something. That's how you're taking it in, and you're looking at it, and you're repackaging it into a situation that is either going to help you or not. So if you will change, everything will change for you. I think in the past, sometimes I was like, oh man, like everything's, not happening right for me. Everything's blah blah blah. Well, the thing is like if you're focusing on the stuff that's not happening right for you, then you're gonna get that exact thing, because we are a mirror. Whatever we're putting out is what we're gonna get back. So think about that. Definitely think about that. It's not one of those things where you're like, you can fake it till you make it. You can say it to somebody, but you're actually thinking it different. It's a thing that you actually have to be like, yeah, this is okay. And this is why, you're putting it out there like it is okay. And then you're going to get it is okay back. How we structure our conversations, how we structure, how we say things. You can either have it to where the carrot is always going to be out 4 feet in front of you, or you can make it to where that carrot is obtainable, where it's actually coming to you so that you can grab it and then you can actually eat the carrot. So just something to think about. To have more, you simply have to become more. Wow. That's hard, this day and age, we want instant gratification. We want things just provided to us. We don't want to have to work for it. We just want it to happen. And sometimes, I'm learning that you don't necessarily have to grind out harder. You don't have to put in more hours, put in more work. Sometimes it's just, the more that we have to do is open our mind. The more that we have to do is have the different outlook. The more we have to do is have the different positive mind shift. Maybe we just have to give ourselves time to be able to see the things that are actually out there. For instance, working 100+ hours for over 2.5 years, 7 days a week, I didn't give myself time to do anything. I didn't have any time to do anything. I had time to barely make it to my next job. I had time to go feed my cat and maybe message my kids to tell them I love them, and then move on to the next job, just so that I could be I could try to do that 12-hour shift so that I could make the money so that I could then see the kids, I could do the 12-hour shift so that I could pay off whatever those bills were. But what I'm finding now is, now that I actually have financial freedom, or more financial freedom, and I have more time freedom, is I have time to actually have more internally so that I can get more externally. I can have better quality relationships. I can have better quality conversations. I can actually stop and think. I can actually pay attention to the things that are actually super important, that in the past I would just kind of hurry through or rush through. that I didn't have time for, that I actually lost track of. Because down to my core, what really matters is human interaction. What really matters is that personal connection you have with other people. So to have more, you simply have to become more. So become more present, to become more caring, to become more observant, to become more meaningful. Those are things to think about. You don't have to change what's outside you. You only have to change what's in. Leading by example, forever and ever and ever, we always talk about leading by example. Man, I'm leading by example as much as I possibly can. And whatever I can't right now, I am changing. So I can't lead by example with everything. There's so many things that are still lessons learned that I have to just make better. I have to do better. But ultimately, just that thought process. Like, I have to do better. I have to become better. That is leading by example. You could say, woe is me. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that thing happened, this and that. Or you could say, I don't have control over that stuff, but I do have control over me. So I have control over how I speak. So I'm getting better at speaking every day. I have control over how I convey a message. Yep. I have control over not having instant gratification. I have control over not being 289 anymore. And now I'm pretty close to being under the 240 mark, which is amazing. And soon I'm going to have control over more fitness. I'm really hit and miss with that, but it's just because of like what I'm devoting so much time to right now. So I'm also having control over learning and studying and devouring the things that I need to learn so I can become a better person. So that was pretty important. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better, right? So it's not just you're wishing, but the idea is that you're actually taking the actions to become better so that you can handle every situation that comes. Man, there's just a lot to unpack with that. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. This day and age, we're always trying to find the shortcut. We're always trying to find the cheat code. We're always trying to find whatever that video game was, like the left, right, up, right, down, whatever it was for Mortal Kombat back in the day, Man, tell me what that was so I can do it too. You know what? You just have to do it. You have to put in the reps. You have to go through those experiences. You have to, get kicked and pushed down so you could get up and do it all over again and make sure that you don't make the same mistake twice. So don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. Don't wish it was easier. Just understand that you need more grit. You need to be able to endure whatever it is, the lesson that God is having you try to learn. Sometimes I've heard that adage where it's like sometimes you're going to kind of have to repeat the same thing over and over and over until you can finally understand where you were falling short. You can finally understand the things that you need to get better at. And then once you get better at that, then you don't have to worry about that lesson anymore, because ultimately you've moved to that next level. So that's pretty cool. Don't wish for less problems. Wish for more skill. So don't wish for more problems or less problems. I'm sorry. Wish for more skill. It all comes with having that time again. How do you make the skills? You get the skills by putting in the reps. You get the skills by going through the scenarios over and over and over again so that you finally are able to handle the situations that are coming to you. Handle the curveballs, like if you're, playing baseball and you get the fast pitches, you get the curveballs, you get the sliders, you get the whatevers, and every single time you go to bat, it's strike out, strike out, strike out, strike out, strike out. Boom, home run. Boom, another home run. Boom, first base. Boom, second base, whatever it might be. Way back in the day, I used to actually play baseball a little bit. Not my sport, but just using that analogy, you know, whatever sport analogy you want to put in there. The thing is, you got to put in the reps. You have to understand that the problems are always going to come, but it's not about the external. It's about internally. How are you going to deal with that situation? You know, a lot of times when I'm running my group in the morning, I'm a clinical manager, and I just try to make sure that everybody has the tools or the information that they need for their day. And one of the things I talk about is picking the high road. You know, when we have customer service, we have complaints, or we have people that are irritated or upset or whatever. You can't control that. What we can control is our knowledge, so that we can educate that patient. We can control how we interact and our body positioning, how we gesture, our, you know, what is it? RBFs, you know? We can not have that. Rather than knowing that answer and just being able to spout it off so you can get that immediate answer so that they can get out of your face. Why don't we go ahead and just try to take in what they're saying, be that sounding board for that second, give them that time and space, give them that grace, and then push forward. You know, you're probably not going to give that person the answer they want, but sometimes if you're just doing the active communication, active listening, and then you're like, I hear what you're saying, and I do apologize that I'm not able to come to that conclusion, but this is what I know. You know, bringing up your knowledge base, bringing up your emotional intelligence, understanding how people are thinking and feeling better so that you can deliver that information that they don't want to hear. These are all things that are bringing your skills up to that level so you can handle whatever the situation is. So the last thing that I want to actually talk about is forgiveness. I did this yesterday, and it took me, it took me 25 years, probably longer. It took me a long time to forgive this person. And if you want something you've never had, you have to be able to do something you've never done. And so I'm at peace. I'm at peace with everyone. Anyone that's done me wrong. Anyone that's picked a fight with me, or picked on me, or put me down, or, tried to be better than me, or stole my girlfriend, or cheated on me, or, kicked me while I was down, or didn't give me the attention I wanted, or didn't give enough energy towards me. These are all things internally that you have to learn to forgive. You have to be okay with that, so that these aren't things that are stuck with you anymore. Because ultimately, like, we are a mirror. Whatever we have, whatever block we have, whatever we're feeling inside, one way or another, it's going to come out. And I actually feel like that relates into how we are trying to project out to get back what we want. And I feel like in relationships, we end up, I feel like the people that have done the best that I've seen over the years, that I want to emulate, are the people that are full. They don't need things from other people. Their cup is, that whole adage, like, if your cup is overrunning, then you can, be able to serve people better. So you have to be able to fill your cup first so that you can help other people. So I feel like that has a lot of good, powerful meaning that we need to be able to understand and take in. I need to be able to understand and take in so that I can give you better. Like I can give my friends more of me. I can give my relationship better things. I can give my kids better things. You know, I can pour into people with more compassion and more grace and more understanding. Um, we have to be able to take care of the things that we've always had inside so that we can come out and give people our best foot forward. So yeah, I completely, the very last person I needed to forgive in my entire life I did yesterday, and so that was actually a huge weight lifted. No response, but really it wasn't for that person, it was for me. It was for me so I can push forward, so I can be a better person, so I can be able to provide more for myself and for my kids. Because at the end of the day, what are we doing all this for? Are we doing it so that we can have people talk good about us? I don't think so. I don't care about that. What I care about is that I do right for myself and my people, that I'm a better tool for God so that I can give people better things, help people with better education, help people with better guidance. For the rest of my life, I'm going to help people. So it's like pour into yourself so that you can pour into others. Pay it forward, right? So, anyways, that is all of that is just to say, Jim Rohn, he was a smart man. He's got a lot of great information. You might want to check him out. And I'm going to be doing more things like this. I'm going to take a little soundbite and I'm going to figure out a way to put that on Instagram and Facebook. And then I'm going to be able to link in my YouTube, because my YouTube's where it's going to be those 16-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute things. That's not appropriate for Instagram or Facebook. But if you like what I'm talking about, I resonate with you, I could potentially be meaningful for somebody else. Please, like, share, and pass on to somebody else that needs this. We matter. Like, you matter, I matter. We got to be able to love ourselves before we can love anybody else. We got to be able to, if that is what you're about, which the people that I want around me are the people that are truly caring about other people. So if that is you, that's the type of people you want to be around, then yeah, that's what I want around me too. So please show the support, like and share and follow and comment, whatever you want to do. If you want to leave a message, great, I'll respond. Ultimately, I appreciate everybody. If you've made it to 18 minutes, great job. If not, hopefully you learned something along the way. So have a good night. Talk to you later.